Ares had started it. There was no roughhousing in the nest. "Sounds like you need something else to keep you occupied." Donnelly peered over the edge, sure to keep a firm grip on the railing this time. He spotted his dad standing near the port rail, chin tipped up to watch the boys, a gray coat pulled over his shoulders. "Found your coat," he called to Donnelly. Ares laughed again while Donnelly fumed. "Thanks." They were definitely in trouble. Donnelly could see it in his father's expression. They were going to be on kitchen duty for weeks, peeling and canning whatever fruits and vegetables the girls brought back, forced to endure Cook Orr's protracted stories about the way things used to be. It was going to be hot and boring and tedious, and it was all Ares' fault. "Hey," Ares said, voice capped with humor. "Donnelly, I'd never let you fall. I was just playing." Donnelly was preemptively plotting his revenge when 3 gunshots pierced the night sky. The entire ship went still as a stone. Donnelly met Ares' eyes for one brief second. Then the two of them turned to search the waters around the gem. They looked for anything, light, movement, their sisters, but there was nothing for them to find. On the deck below, the crew vaulted into silent action. They moved in all directions, readying the ship for sail. The laundry lines came down, the goats were taken below, the box gardens were carted away, and it was all done without a word, every single command given without making a sound. It was a familiar sight. Rona ran this drill regularly, kept the ship parts seamlessly oiled and cushioned. They would be ready to go in moments. The stretch of ocean between the Ghost and the Gem gave no indication of the little boat that carried Caledonia and Pisces. Donnelly watched the choreography unfolding below him in a sort of suspension, stuck between the comfort of routine and the fear of knowing this time it was real. They were preparing to flee. Ares gripped Donnelly's shoulder, alarm making his eyes wide. He whispered, "We won't leave them, will we?" Donnelly wanted to deny it, but there was a coil of dread in his stomach, writhing like a snake. "Never be seen," he said, citing the first rule of the ship. The strength leached out of Ares' grasp. He looked horrified and then suddenly angry. "No!" Before Donnelly could stop him, Ares had unsnapped his harness and climbed out of the nest. Without taking the time to hook onto the safety line, he began to climb down. Donnelly followed. He detached his own harness and moved down the mainmast as quickly as his shaking hands would allow. They reached the deck to find their world unraveling. Their parents stood near the bridge with their shoulders together, engaged in tense conversation. The boys made straight for them, pushing into the circle just in time to hear Ares' mother say, "And what if it's nothing? What if they fired at an animal and we abandoned them?" "If that's the case, they'll survive 2 days. Rona Styx stood with her arms crossed and a rifle slung over her shoulder. "I don't like this any better than you do, Agnes, but our girls know what they're doing. They'll wait for us." "But we should be the ones waiting for them." Agnes planted her hands on the round curve of her hips. "Boys!" Donnelly's father cried in alarm. "Who's on watch?" Whatever happened on Donnelly's face was answer enough. His father cursed and raced toward the mainmast, but it wasn't soon enough. "Captain," a young man named Bandy called from the bridge tower. "We've got trouble. An assault ship. They're close, and they're on course to box us in." "Damn." Rona's jaw fixed in place as she swiveled to search the ocean. Each and every time the Ghost had encountered a bullet ship, they'd taken a single course of action. Run. While Donnelly was too young to remember any of their more narrow escapes, he'd been raised to believe that running was the only way to ensure they survived. Right now, running was the furthest thing from his mind. All he could think about was his sister. Had she fired those shots? Or had those shots been fired at her? Would he ever see her again? "Rona?" Donnelly's father asked, coming to stand at her side. "Captain, your orders?" Rona's eyes fell on Donnelly. Her gaze was as powerful as the sun, and he felt warmed and emboldened at the same time.